First and 10 now from the 36. Right back to Irving, and he's going to be taken down. Not so easy this time. They drop him back behind the line. It's second down.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings him down for a loss.
Throwing on second down, Mayfield. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
A bit of a quick hitter here. What you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short game.
Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. He's got a man. That's McMillan. First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a first down.
I'd like to see them do a better job here the rest of the game, Mike, just disguising the coverage from the pre-snap look to the post-snap look. And what I mean is, when you have a quarterback at this level, and what they see before the ball's in their hands is the exact same thing they see once they do get the ball, everything is just so much easier for them to process. Change the look, change the coverages, move your safeties. Make the quarterback have to process with the ball in his hand.
Baker gonna give it to Irving. And he'll be taken down. We have a chance for the first points of this game as they've set up first and goal.
The story of this drive has just been their ability to sustain and get fresh sets of down. Now, in this case, after picking up that big gain on the ground, they find themselves first and goal.
That's hauled in at the 2. And he's going to be down close to the goal line. Good job defensively to make sure he did not get to the end zone.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying.
That one taken in. Chris Godwin. Touchdown Buccaneers.
It is certainly an ideal way to start a season, Mike. You get the ball first, you come out, you look sharp, you're in and out of the huddle, you're super efficient. Not only do you take the ball all the way down the field, but you come away with 6. And I know they sure hope that this is a sign of things to come, not only for this offense today, but as the rest of this season unfolds.
McLaughlin put it on the extra point. And the Bucs have their first lead of the new year. They're up 7-0 here in the season opener. Here's McLaughlin now after the score. He'll kick this one away. On the return is Trey Palmer. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line.
Ready.
And this play going nowhere. He is taken down behind the line of scrimmage on their first play of the game.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And it'll be a pickup of 3. So third down, forthcoming.
Brings up third and 8.
Got it. Smash. Red. Here we go. White. Push. Coming.
Blitz coming. He'll throw it. And that is incomplete.
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on third down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and we're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. Boy, some bulk in the formation on that right side here for 1st and 10. Now Mayfield. And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up 2nd down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Mayfield. And he'll be taken down, but good enough to keep this drive going. It's a 1st down.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
On 1st down, here's Irvin. Nice job pushing through the would-be tackler. Gain of about 3. 2nd down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the Saints' 45-yard line.
From the gun, it's Mayfield. To the right side, he finds McMillan. And they'll take this down inside the 35. 11 yards for number 11. And a 1st down. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10.
1st down, Buccaneers.
Mayfield to throw. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
And these are the type of splash plays that can have an impact, especially as the game goes on. So offensive line has to do a better job to make sure that they have this protection shored up and that this isn't a sign of things to come.
On 2nd down, Baker. Left side, he's got Ibuka. And he's into the end zone. Emeka Ibuka. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Touchdown, Buccaneers.
But I think these guys are ready for week 1 to get started. I mean, we see teams kind of limp their way into the regular season, and they don't find their form until a couple weeks in. But they didn't play a ton in the preseason, but that's 2 drives, 2 touchdowns, and let's all say, what the heck does the preseason even mean?
Makes the score Buccaneers 14, Saints nothing. McLaughlin to kick off for the Buccaneers.
Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. Palmer now to return. Oh, he tries to lateral the ball, but it's a mistake. That ball is out. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24.
Ready, set.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Got it into the hands of Olave. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
Ball on the 27. Here's second down and 6.
Ready. 45.
So, first quarter in the books here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. 14-0 is our score. More from New Orleans after this. It is second and 6. Now a give on the ground. And he's going to be out of bounds up around the 39-yard line. It's a pickup of 12. It's good for a Saints first down.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense. So they go with the first down run, hoping to just get them some positive yards and get themselves into a good second down situation, but now they find themselves in second and long. So the more you give defenses the opportunity, Mike, to defend you one-dimensionally. So in this case, we're only playing you in the pass. It stresses your protection, it stresses your play caller, and ultimately, it stresses your quarterback. So this team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional, you become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
First and 10.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Red, yellow, ready?
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. Right back to Johnson. He's got it again. Down the sideline. And he's in. DeJuan Johnson. Touchdown, New Orleans.
When you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt.
And trouble on this extra point. It is blocked. Before he gets out on defense, here is Justin Reed to kick this one away. This one is going to sail through the end zone for a touchdown.
At their own 35-yard
line. Unbalanced look here to the right side on first and 10. To throw is Mayfield. And that one incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
Second down throw from Mayfield. Out right and catch made. That's Ibuka. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. That's his third catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get him the ball, pick up the first down.
That's his third catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down. On the handoff, it's Irving. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be third down. They send Godwin in motion. Baker to throw. And that is incomplete.
Ever so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 12-yard line.
Set, ready.
Here's a zone read to start the drive. This will be a Saints first down as the tackle is made at the 23-yard line.
Man, when it works well, the zone read is a thing of beauty. It just adds another dimension to this offense, and if the defense doesn't get a better plan, they're going to continue to do it all day.
From the shotgun, it's a give up the middle. They'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Going to lose a yard.
Looked like that might have been a RPO, a run-pass option. The quarterback has the ability to put the ball in the belly of the running back or pull it on the pass. Looked like you might have been better off pulling that one because he handed it off, and there was nowhere for that running back to go. The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and a quarterback like this is going to take advantage.
Taking off, he'll try to get there.
Good awareness there on third down. He's thinking there's nothing there, tuck it, and head for the sticks. He's able to get the first down himself, avoid any big contact, and the biggest thing is he keeps the drive alive.
Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line for first and 10. Up the middle they go. The hole closes quickly. They'll pick up about 3.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
They'll stick with him again. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain. Third and 7.
Set.
He'll look to throw. He's got his man complete to Johnson. And he will score. Jawan Johnson. Touchdown Saints. What a start to the year. His second touchdown in this opening half. What a luxury to have in an offense, a tight end who can take it down the field like that and take it the distance. Shades of Greg Olsen back in the day.
Well, I appreciate that, Mike, but I think it's clear by now that we all know what's the most impactful position on offense. It's the tight end. And when you have a guy like this who can not only make those difficult catches underneath, but who can get down the field for these big plays, man, you got yourselves a weapon.
This taken at the 5. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive.
6-yard line.
On first and 10, here's Baker. That ball flutters to the ground. It's incomplete. Fortunate there wasn't a defender right there in the area. Could have been a turnover. Instead, it brings up second down.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
We'll try again. It's second and 10. Throwing is Mayfield. Gets this one into the hands of his receiver, Godwin. Now the Bucs will take their first timeout. Talk things over before third down.
Third and
4. Mayfield. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a fourth down. Here's the punter now, and he is hoping to improve on his first attempt. That could have broken for a bigger return, but as it is, nice job getting his offense a start out past the 30-yard line.
Here we go. Here we check.
Right away, they'll set up to throw. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up second down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
That one's complete to the rookie wide receiver from Southern California. First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a first down.
Let's go now. 60 you. Yes.
Back to throw. Open man left side is Brown. He's got it. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
It's a gain of 9.
Second and a yard.
Second and a yard. At the 46-yard.
They'll look to throw again. Moving outside the pocket. He'll get rid of it and complete it. And he's going to have a first down here as they are into field goal range at the 27. So now the Saints will use the first of their 3 timeouts. Clock to stop for 26 seconds until the break. Set to go now on first and 10.
Let's go. Hut.
Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. He'll let this go towards the end zone. And the Buccaneers are going to get the football here as it'll come out to the 20.
They'll take over first down 10 at their own 20-yard line.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And that's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7. Timeout here, Tampa Bay. That is their second, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in half number 1. Here's second and 2. Off the play fake. It's Mayfield. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down.
And that first down was huge for this offense. Now they can take a deep breath. Focus on trying to put a late scoring drive together before we hit the halftime break.
So it'll be first and 10. They'll scrimmage at the 33. McMillan comes in motion. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They've got him. Chase Young working his way in to register his first sack of the new season. So it is a 1-point game here at the half as we check in with Scott Hansen. for our halftime report. Scott. Certainly a tightly contested first half, and you'd expect more of that here in the second half. A one-point game as quarter 3 begins. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will
go. First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Ready. Block drill, 52. Ready.
back to throw here to begin the drive. Quick throw here is complete. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
So anytime you decide to blitz, the hope is that the secondary can hold up long enough to allow the extra pressure guys to get to the quarterback. But when you don't get to the quarterback and he's able to get the ball on time and in rhythm, there are all holes in the back end, and we're able to pick up the first down.
And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. A gain there of 11. First down, New Orleans.
2-yard line.
Here we go. Ready.
Now they'll set up to throw. Right back to Olave. He's got it again. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. Why not go back to him? That one good for 20 yards and a first down.
Really nice job there, Mike. I mean, he sees the blitz coming and just gets the ball out of his hands. Understand where your outlets are. It results in an easy pitch and catch and move the chains.
Look at that. Slinged it across his body and connected. And they're going to bring him down, but there is a penalty marker on the field.
Here we go.
They'll look to throw yet again. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And that'll help a bit. They're still well short of the sticks. A solid pickup on that first down play.
How fast things can flip. You find yourself in first and a mile after taking a penalty on first down. But that chunk play there in the passing game now gets them back in sequence with the chains and brings up a more manageable second down.
Moving to his right. Bit of a wild throw there behind his man, thus it's incomplete. Chris Olave, the intended receiver. Third down coming up.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
The most impressive thing about this drive, Mike, has really just been their efficiency. They've just continued to pick up first downs, fresh sets of downs. We just saw there, but that third down conversion continue to possess the ball, these opportunities to come away with points continue to go up.
Here's a shot toward the end zone. And that ball led him too far, maybe too wide. Out of bounds, incomplete. De'Ami Brown was the one he was looking for.
Second and 10.
And it'll bring up second down.
Come on, set. Cut, cut.
That'll give up the middle. And they'll have first and goal. He is down inside the 10-yard line.
Wow, this is the advantage to having a really effective passing game, Mike, as the defense now tries to adjust to stopping you through the air. It's a lot easier to mix it up and run the ball. There's a lot less defenders in there trying to stop it.
And this time they are ready for it. Thrown for a loss. And it's second down.
A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now, I think it really limits what do you feel comfortable dialing up here on second and goal.
Ready up.
Going in the wrong direction. Now second and goal from the 12.
Set, ready. Red, 38. Set, go.
They'll go with him again. And he gets this one down inside the 10, but it will set up third and goal.
And after putting together what's been a long and methodical drive, they suddenly find themselves on the verge of potentially stalling out. So this defense, they can get a stop here. That would feel like a pretty big win on a drive that's largely been dominated by the offense.
Throwing here on third and goal. And he will score again. DeJuan Johnson. Touchdown, New Orleans. What a start to the season. It's a 3-touchdown week number 1. And that is the hat trick. What a game. His third touchdown reception of this one.
And nothing they've done to slow him down has worked, Mike. This defense, they're throwing multiple guys at him. They're playing man, they're playing zone. It doesn't matter. This guy is having his way, and he's having a day.
And he gets in for the 2-point conversion. And the lead bumps up to 7.
Not a real complicated breakdown needed here, Mike. In short yardage situations like that, if you have confidence in both your back and your offensive line, sometimes it's the simplest plays that have the best results.
Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. On the ground, it's Irvin. And a good run there to get him 5 yards.
The tackle made at the 36-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up second and 5.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's second and 5. McMillan, the man in motion. Throwing on second down, Mayfield. That one down the field, but it is incomplete. Justin Reed that time with the tight coverage and the good hands.
And at this stage of the game, it's both teams that are really seeing who can make the big play to swing the game in their favor. And this time, it's the defense. He's able to get his hands on it. Mike, I think they're lucky he wasn't able to get both hands on it because it could have been even a bigger play.
And this ball incomplete on third down.
I think he predetermined that third down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
No move for the punt team. The offense staying out there for fourth down. They'll go. Mayfield. That is caught. He got first down. As this defense can't come up with the play they needed, they surrender a gain of 17 on fourth downs.
First down, Tampa Bay.
Mayfield to throw. That one too far out in front to be brought in, and it's incomplete. He was trying to get that one to Bucky Irving. It's second down.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. And sometimes he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
On second down, Baker. Out right and catch made. That's Ibuka. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, as that catch gets him a first down.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick, because that ball is coming out.
On first down is Mayfield. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete. Emeka Ibuka, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up second down.
And you can see the quarterback, he's looking up at the Jumbotron after that throw, Mike. He knows he just got away with one, and he's thinking, all right, what do I got to do to make an adjustment that it's not so close the next time?
A give. This is Irving. He'll move it ahead for about 3 yards. Danny Stutzman there for the stop.
That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
First down away to the 26-yard line. And here's third down. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. He's got his man, right side. It's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but they are in the red zone, inside the 20. His 5th catch of the afternoon. Good for a first down. They're at the 17-yard line now for 1st and 10. One of the tight ends motions right. They'll run with Irving. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's second down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 14-yard line.
From the gun, it's Mayfield. That's over the middle and intercepted. He's going to go out of bounds, but a very nice return up past the 35-yard line.
And in these tight games, especially in the second half, Mike, these are the big moments that somebody needs to step up and make a play, and that's exactly what he's able to do here. Great read, great reaction. Steps in front of that ball and ends up going the other way.
Drive will start on the ground. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield.
Nice job by them getting the back to the perimeter. Then he's able to get outside, stick his foot in the ground, and then get vertical. Right down the numbers. Those are the type of runs this offense wants to see more of going forward.
Here we go. Ready.
And they'll take this down inside the 35. They have found something on the ground. 16 more yards on that carry.
3-yard line.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10.
Ready?
They run out of the gun and tag on a reverse. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this third quarter of play. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the 24 now, here's 2nd and 1.
Come on, set. Yellow, 22. Ready.
On 2nd down, here's a run to begin the fourth quarter. And he'll get the first down there, a pickup of about 5 yards.
Well, here's where you really see the value of having a good run game. 3rd and short, 4th and short. The ability to just keep it simple, win up front, turn around, hand the ball to your back, and to say, okay, more likely than not, we're going to get a fresh set of downs, maintain possession, and now continue to find opportunities to go generate points.
Ready.
He'll take this down to the 6th. That's good enough for first down, first and goal.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Touchdown, Saints. And that's a football to hold on to forever. His first NFL touchdown in his very first NFL game. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the fourth quarter, get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Before he gets out on defense, here is Justin Reed to kick this one away. This returnable from the 4. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. Mayfield to throw on 1st and 10. Godwin working the right side. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. They'll gain 17 on that one. A very quick first down.
1st and 10 at the 40.
Mayfield to throw it here on 1st down. Look at the big guy rumble. And he will score. Game on. Touchdown, Tampa. And hold on to that football, young man. That's a keeper. His first NFL touchdown. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a 1-score game as they kick it away. Palmer now to return. Now an opening past the 30. He's to midfield. To the 20. And he's going to take this all the way back. 93 yards. Touchdown, New Orleans. You talk about a response. After the offense goes down the field and gets a touchdown, the special teams unit comes back to get the 6 right back for the other side.
And I've been there, Mike. You find yourself on offense, you watch your opponent go down and get a touchdown, and you're saying amongst each other, you're saying, hey, we're going to get the ball back. Let's go get one of our own. But in this case, the return unit says, no, offense, you stay on the sideline. We got this. And they go back and get a score of their own.
finally get him down, but he gets all the way up close to the 40-yard line.
38-yard line.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Here's Irving, and he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
Well, this play, Mike, was clearly about the job of this defensive line. Great job holding their ground, forcing these blockers to be stood up. Nowhere to go for this running back, and they hold him to no gain.
That's going to be incomplete. Good work by the defender. Body his man up. Wouldn't allow the catch. It'll force 3rd down. Jalen McMillan for what he was looking for there. And it's going to be 3rd down. Baker to throw. That's over the middle and intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
And we've seen this throughout the entire game, Mike. These receivers are having a hard time uncovering against this secondary. You force a quarterback to throw into a lot of tightly contested windows, it's going to end up in the wrong hands.
95, cut.
Using the jet sweep for the fake, they run it up the middle. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
At this stage in the 4th quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
Oh, and the rookie puts it on the deck. It's a fumble. And the Buccaneers come away with the turnover.
And with all this talk about ball security, I can tell you firsthand, Mike, a lot of it just becomes mental. It's like the more you think about it, the more you stress it in practice, it almost gets worse. It's one of those things that when it starts to spiral, it's just hard to pull yourself out.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield. It's a gain of 10. That's enough for a quick 1st down.
It's a gain of 10. 1st down.
Here's Mayfield working from the pistol. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
This pitch and catch may have looked routine, but I promise you, Mike, these types of anticipatory throws, especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps, oftentimes when nobody's even watching.
I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a 3rd down.
I know it fell for an incompletion, but pretty impressive. He was able to push that ball really far downfield as he was being hit. Really says a lot about the arm strength that this quarterback has.
Here's 3rd and 7. Now Mayfield. And he will have the 1st down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
Critical 3rd down conversion there, Mike. Now brings up a fresh set of downs. You find yourself here trailing in the 4th quarter. They got to go down and score, and they got to score fast.
On 1st and 10, here's Baker. This finds Ibuka along the sideline.
Now, so often we see quarterbacks standing in the pocket, holding it, seeing if they can create something downfield. Well, not that play. That play was simple. Snap the ball to the quarterback, spit it out into the hands of your receiver, and let's see what he can do.
A 2nd down throw from Mayfield. And they're in business now. He is out of bounds inside the 10. It is a gain of 23 yards, and now they'll have 4 shots at it. It's 1st and goal. Well, a chance to get right back in it here. 1st down and goal.
Point it right.
To throw is Mayfield. And he will score! Game on! Chris Godwin, touchdown Buccaneers! touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. That is yet another touchdown pass. What a game he is having, throwing his 4th touchdown score of the game.
It's one thing, Mike, to throw 4 touchdowns, but it's really the ease in which he's carved this defense up that has stood out the most. The defense has had no answers for this passing game, and he has just completely had his way with this group.
Saints 35, Buccaneers 28.
Things a little more interesting now. Back to a 1-score game as they kick it away. Palmer now to return. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line.
Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10.
Come on, set. 45.
They'll begin here on the ground. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
So these situations, Mike, are always very tricky for a play caller. Of course you want to keep the clock moving. You're just trying to run the game out and maintain this lead. But you also don't want to become overly predictable. So with the defense just selling out to stop the run, I think they have to mix in a few high completion percentage passes to just at least keep them off balance.
3rd and long.
Set, ready. Yellow, 43. Ready.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. His 5th catch of the afternoon. Good for a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Ready, set.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10.
Ready.
They'll drop to throw. The right side to Olave. And they'll take this down inside the 35. And quickly, the clock stops again. Defense taking the timeout. $1:54 to go.
And that 1st down should all but do it, Mike. With only 1 remaining timeout, the defense just can't stop the clock enough. Got to imagine it's victory formation, and we're a couple kneels away from this game being over.
Ready.
Going back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that.
No gain on the play.
2nd and 10.
2nd and 10.
Shot, 17. Go now. Cut.
Blitz coming. He'll throw it. To the outside. Complete to Johnson. Now they are in business. Inside the 15-yard line.
15 yards.
Space getting tight here. Down to the 13-yard line. They work 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 13-yard
Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. So this one, a win for the Saints. They move to 1-0 as they earn this victory in the division, no less, here in Week 1. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. The Saints are winners as we say so long from New Orleans.
this and you didn't. I had to bleed, still got the stitches. I learned to swim from all your burned bridges. Say you're the poet and the prophet, but you never saw me coming. Always starving for attention, and I got the kind you wanted, and it's killing you now. You wanna spin it around, but the truth's still the truth. Nothing you can do. I feel it in my bones. Won't bring me down, no, not even close. Go ahead and throw your stones, but you can't stop this. You can't stop this. Yeah.